Titterpigs, oh yeah. They're gonna talk about sweet, sweet RPGs. And it's the Titterpigs, the RPG podcast. Am I getting paid for this one?
Hello, listeners. Welcome back. This is Keith of the Titterpigs. Yes, you heard that right. This is episode number 1 of 2026. Actually, no, welcome back to episode 56 of the Titterpigs. This is our first episode of 2026. Scott and I are back in the studio, so strap in, buckle that shit up. It's going to be a great fucking year. Scott, take it away.
Oh, I thought we were going full NPR here. Hello, listeners.
No.
This is TPR, and you are listening to, What's Up?
Sweet sounds of Scott's voice.
Yes, this is our first episode for 2026, a brand new year and a brand new series of episodes that we will mismanage, misnumber, and obviously
totally fuck up.
We may get more than 12 out this year. You never know, but definitely we're off to a good start. As you probably can tell by the thumbnail, you know who we're going to be talking to in our second segment. But before we get to that, let's kind of, cut through some of the cheese here, or should I say Yule log. And how was your holiday? And how was your New Year's, Keith? Did you get anything good this Christmas?
Ooh, I did. But, first off, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I did get some good stuff. Very minor RPG stuff this year, but in terms of my pile versus your pile, I saw your picture. Now, I got 3 things this year that were like 4 things, but 3 RPG related, 1 not RPG related. I'll start with the not RPG related. I got a Lego set. I love Sherlock Holmes, and I got a Sherlock Holmes Lego set, so that was just like badass. It's like, once it's built, I haven't built it yet. It's the Baker Street front, and you can fold it up, and it will slide into a bookshelf.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw
really,
somebody,
really cool.
I think I saw somebody post something like that. It does look really neat, and that's it's one of those. I've seen them before. They're kind of like bookends or book dividers. I mean, not Lego, but there's others like that where it's kind of like a little scene. It breaks up your books. It looks really neat, that kind of thing. That's awesome.
That's exactly what it is. Yep. The 3 things that I got for the role-playing side of the things, I got for my Secret Santa, I got the newest book for Rivers of London, the American book. Okay. In Liberty Shadow, which has some interesting connotations just in today's real world things. But I'm looking forward to reading that. I've started reading it, but I've had to kind of shelve it for some other things. Yeah. Namely my pirate board game, which I start this coming week in real time for my in-person group. That's a whole nother conversation for down the road. I got a set of dice that I can actually read. Our friend James, we have several friends named James that are friends of the show.
You need to dial it down.
What's that?
I said we need more information because there's too many.
So
James
I was getting there. This is James the Lurker. He sent me a set of larger, these are probably 20 millimeter dice instead of the standard like 16 millimeter dice. And so the numbers are larger. And what's really cool about them is they're absolutely fucking rubber, and they bounce all over the place, and they're really, really cool. So they're like a fidget toy at the same time. So they're cool.
Oh, very cool.
So I'm going to try them at the table and see how crazy it gets. So that's just a fun item. But the icing on the cake for me was the book that my adult son, my youngest, found for me, It was a POD through Amazon, but it is, my wife helped him because he wasn't really sure what I was into, but he found a monster book it's a Daggerheart compatible book.
Oh.
That is, as I said, a monster book. But what's really cool about it is they started with artwork. And then they worked outward from the artwork, creating the stats for the monsters, and then creating set piece encounters for the monsters, and some other bits and bobs for the monsters, and working around, the settings and everything else for them. And then they obviously ended up with this book.
Oh.
So really cool. I'm not running Daggerheart right now, but it's been enjoyable to read and then, and read through the settings and how everything is kind of interlaced together, which has so far been done really well. A variety of art types, artists. So there's smatterings of styles, but everything is nice.
Okay. So that's cool.
That's what I got for Christmas. My New Year's was... We hung out in the pub, did the thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
unless there's
How was yours?
Oh, it was fine. Yeah, I was just going to comment on the New Year's thing. Yeah, it's at that point now, unless there's really something like worthwhile to do, the days of just going out just because it's New Year's are, unfortunately behind us, but, for good reason. It's just, that's a young person's game. And I really did not want to spend, the next 2 or 3 days nursing a hangover just for
I
the hell of
did.
it. Yeah.
I did, because I was getting schnockered, and you guys were trying to convince me to go shopping.
You set out this holiday with a goal, and that goal is to put down as much booze as you can before the end of the year and take a dry month or 2 off, and you accomplished that goal. Now, I wasn't anywhere near that, but I wasn't too far behind because my holidays were good, but for the past year, I really haven't been indulging that much in any alcohol because I've been trying to lose some weight. And of course, one of the biggest contributing factors, at least for me, is the booze, the empty calories. So but over the holidays, I'm like, hey, it's the holidays. Let's have some fun. And so I indulged quite a bit over the holidays, and I felt it a bit, but not too much. And the good news is just like when it's all said and done, it's like, I'm good. So the good news is out of everything, the big litmus test is I'm not an alcoholic. You can't. Right? I can stop drinking whenever I want.
Hey, as of this recording, it's January 11th for this intro bit. I am doing well. Yeah. I am still dry for January, so we are trucking right along.
It's all good. So,
yep.
But no, Chris, we're still, I still have younger kids. So primarily Christmas is and always has been, focused on, the kids and whatnot. Usually our biggest expenses over the holidays has always been food. We'll get like a prime rib or, something good, something good to make or grill or whatever. But most of my RPG Christmas presents tends to be, what was on sale 3 weeks before and arrived before Christmas. And that's that's pretty much what it was. There was, some Modiphius stuff thrown in there. I think I got something from Arc Dream that I forgot that I had that I didn't open. They were having a sale. There was a box from Gen Con, last year's Gen Con. Josh Burnett was there, and he picked up a few things for me that we kind of played the usual, hey, will you buy something for me while you're there? Friend dance that tends to occur. It's like, oh, hey, man, I haven't paid you back yet. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I haven't even shipped it yet. So that dance went back and forth for, a few months, but finally got it. And it sat for a while, and I just opened it up during the holiday. So a lot of little goodies in there. And then there was some older games that I had that got some unboxing videos in the can that we'll be dropping sometime this month of things like The Whispering Vault, I picked up a copy of. The World of Cinnabar, just because, I have to see for myself what the hell this thing's all about.
That's fair.
Underground, the 90s, superhero
thing.
I wouldn't call it a parody, but it's definitely a political look at that particular era. And again, things tend to move about in circles. So there's certain things in that book that's kind of relevant today.
Ooh,
and also, we were part of the Secret Santa that you organized with, several of our friends from the UK and whatnot. And I, whoever my Secret Santa was kind enough to pick up a copy of a Slug Blaster for me. So looking forward to diving into that and taking a look into it. It's looking to mix it up this year. 2025 was a good year, and I played a lot of different games, but most of my time was occupied with long-term campaigns. There was the GURPS one. We've got we've got Pendragon and whatnot. There's the Warhammer fantasy game with Paul. There's the Traveler game. So there's a lot of long-term stuff, and all the games that I'm involved in kind of left, very little room for me to kind of do the things that I want to do to experience new games, run some one-shots, try some things out. So that's kind of my gaming resolution, is to make more time for me to run these games. Even if it's just a one-shot, I just want to take some time to discover the games that I have and get them to the table and see how it goes. So, and as I said, New Year's was New Year's. You saw me.
Oh yeah.
We did.
Oh yeah.
No, just hung out. Just brought in the new year with the, with our friends from around the world. I did not make it to midnight on the West Coast because we're the redheaded stepchild of New Year's.
Oh yeah.
we're one of the last ones to get it. And I think I probably just laid my head down around 10 and woke up the next morning and just said, "Oh, Happy New Year." So that was it. So, I mean, it was, in a nutshell, it was a nice kind of relaxing, easygoing Christmas. And I think that's kind of the vibe that I got from most everyone. They just wanted some time to decompress because, I think I said in our last episode or one of our episodes, 2025 was the longest decade we've had.
You did, and it was.
In a very long time. So, but
I'm holding out hope that 26 is going to be a good year.
Uh-huh.
My fingers are crossed. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping my gaming will be my escapism that it's meant to be.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of moving in and out of alternative realities this year, depending how the outside world tends to reveal itself as we continue.
Oh, the outside
on.
world's going to be a shit show. I'm hoping the inside world, in my head, your head, everybody else's head, is going to be a brilliantly wonderful place to hang out in.
Right. So. Well, what else? Do you have any plans, rolling into 2026 that you got coming up soon?
I don't have any big resolutions, but what I do want to do, a couple of, I guess it is a resolution. I kind of alluded to it when, in our last episode, our end of year episode, but what I want to do is I want to play more and I want to run more this year. Mm-hmm. Right. Last year was just a giant shit show for me.
Oh yeah.
Losing my mojo and everything else. If you don't know what I'm talking about, listeners, go back and listen to our end of year episode. You'll know. But as Scott said, it was the longest decade for us, both personally and professionally.
Yeah.
But, no, I want to run more games. I want to play more games, and I am starting the year out strong. As I said moments ago, as of this recording, it's January 11th. In 3 days, I kick off my Pirate Borg Trapped in the Tropics, which is the starter set scenario.
Yep.
Kind of I wouldn't call it, I mean, it's kind of a mini campaign, but it's an introductory, like an extended scenario for Pirate Borg, really.
Right.
From the starter set, I'm doing that with my in-person group on Wednesday. I have, of the 5 players, 4 are new to Pirate Borg.
Right.
Yeah, and one is very new. 2 are very new to role-playing games in general, so this should be fun.
I mean, Mark Borg is good. I mean, hey, if there's certain games out there that people kind of go, what's a game to introduce someone to role-playing games? The Mark Borg rule set is very easy.
So both of the newer players have played 5e before, one more so than the other. One of them's my granddaughter. She has very limited exposure to role-playing games, but I'm looking forward to running it. They're all excited to play it, so it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
I've got some props. I mean, I kind of, because the physical starter set is not available yet. They've charged us for shipping. Everything's locked down. They're supposed to be starting to ship now, so hopefully I'll have it in the next couple of weeks. But I went and I physically printed out stuff. I've cut out my own token. I printed my own tokens, cut them out, just to kind of like take it over the top for the new players' benefits, right?
Sure.
So, then for my online gaming, I'm still trying to get this Twilight 2000 game off the ground. Everything is against us on this thing. We literally did our session 0-ish, and we have not been able to get a session 1 going. Oof. It's going on. It'll be, by the time we get to play, it'll have been 2 months. Because of scheduling reasons and conventions and holidays and everything else. So it's by no fault of anybody's, but just situation has caused it. But whenever that gets done, then it's on to Vazen. I've kind of got an idea of some beats, as it were, that I want to hit, some games that I want to target,
right,
to run this year. And then as far as playing, I just want any opportunity that comes around. I'm going to play anything and everything this year. I don't care if it's fucking My Little Pony and my nemesis game in the world. I will. Okay, no, I won't do Traveler again. I would do Savage Worlds again, but I won't do Traveler again.
You haven't done My Traveler yet, so I don't know, man.
Right, maybe
I was lucky enough to see a copy of the new the trucker scenario for Traveler.
Yeah.
That might be one that, I mean, it won't make you a convert. You're not going to drink the Kool-Aid after it, but I think that might be, your Traveler may vary. That might be the one that you might lean into, but we'll see.
You think it might have what I might need?
I think so. It's definitely going to have more than just, hey, we're going to drop you in the middle of this galaxy hex map and just do essentially a galaxy hex crawl, and we'll just figure it out as we go along. This might be, but we'll see. We'll see if there's a way to kind of boil it down into maybe like a 3 or 4 shot. And see how it goes. It's still going to be the same rules and still going to be in the same universe. It's just the vibe is going to be different. And I mean, man, you grew up with BJ and the Bear. You watched Convoy. You wanted to be a trucker when you were 6, like we all did.
I'll give it another shot. All right, I'll
see.
Give it another shot.
We'll see.
I just opened my big fucking mouth and said I will play just about anything.
See,
so.
Yeah, and it's recorded, and even if you deleted yours, I have it saved on mine, so there's no going back now. So
shut up, bitch.
So,
yeah. So that's kind of my resolution, as it were, is play more, run more, have a better year than last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the immediate, right? The only, probably the big thing that I've got coming into the new year is looking like we've got one more session, and we will have concluded the Grey Knight for Pendragon. You pretty much have returned with the MacGuffin to give it to Sir What's His Name, so that he can trounce the evil big bad guy. trying to avoid spoilers here. And but I think the big thing that and if you succeed and make the right choices, there'll be a festival, yada yada, winter phase, and we're done. But I had mentioned to you last week, if you had if you had happened to have something that if you had what was it? The feast cards came with the Game Masters, I believe, or
no, they came.
Oh, you can print them online.
Yes,
you can print them out online. So
yeah.
I
think they're in the PDF of the Game Masters too.
Probably, but anyways, so whether you grab them or not, I was under the impression that you had printed them, because one thing I wanted to do was, we didn't use the feast rules or the cards. I mean, there's, for those who are unaware, there's this kind of like, I would best describe it like a lot of things within Pendragon that deals with courtly ways. It's kind of like a little mini game kind of thing. Right. And we didn't use it from the other one because I was focusing more on the scenario. But at the end, I was going to say, if you guys actually make the right choices and things go well and there's a feast, let's have a little fun and do the actual feast thing. So looking forward to that, as long as you guys don't fuck it up. But I'll be be prepared.
We'll fuck it up.
Of course you will. That's why I'm not.
Now, I do have the original feast cards.
Okay.
The first edition feast cards.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of those than.
Yeah, I know. But, hey, Chaosium, as wonderful as they are, and as much as they like to believe that everything is backwards compatible.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice, though, if they would make the current feast cards available for print on demand through drive-through cards, so I could just fucking order the goddamn things.
Yeah. Well, you obviously have more of an insight, behind the scenes there than I do or most other people. But, when you don't have to say that I'm right or wrong, but my general guess is when they come out with the GM screen and resources, maybe it might be in there. I don't know. So, no. So, well, whatever. You're wrong. but yeah, it would be nice because, I mean, hey, the battle cards were provided in the starter set. Now, not all of them, come to find out, because there's more of those in the GM's guide, which is fine, I guess. But when you create a specific format like cards for your game, and yet you don't provide a physical way for the people to get them, I don't know.
Yeah. That
seems like that's that might be a bit of a stumble. So hopefully that might be corrected in the future. Who knows? But so yeah, so that's in the immediate is what we're looking forward to, and hopefully the all will be right with 8th century England. I forget what year it is. I never know what year it is in that game. But yeah,
it should be 515, I think.
I thought it was
515.
What 5, 6, 7? Fucking, I don't know. Who cares? Is what I'm saying. Because I mean, if you haven't read it yet, you will. You'll know I ran high and fast with the scenario and the rules in this game to kind of get to maximize the experience that you guys are going to get out of it. Because one of the things I don't like about certain scenarios is zero-sum stops.
Right.
Just brick walls that don't make a lot of sense, but they're in there. And so there's a little thumb pushed on the scale, but it's we're not hardcore fanatics. If we were playing a long-term game like an actual scenario, yeah, I would probably be a little bit more just kind of playing by the rules. But this is more to experience the scenario moving on from the starter set. So hopefully we can have a nice little roundtable chat with our players and talk about the game and what we think of
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I am too. And so did we do in our last episode, we did talk about things that we wanted to do with the podcast this year. So, see, this is what happens when you don't drink for a full year and you put a full bottle of rum down in 3 days.
Yeah, senility.
So, well, enough about us, right? We're no one's here to listen to us. They're here to listen to the proprietor of the Mitchester Arms, the patron saint of the Titterpigs, the ukulele master himself, Paul. Wait, where's the horns? We should be having horns.
All right, there's my bad horn.
Yeah, Dr. Mitch, Mitchester. All
right, what Scott's trying to say is we're going to roll into the next segment.
Professor. No, go on.
No, join us in the next segment where we interrogate, brutalize, and waterboard Dr. Paul Mitchener. All right, listeners, welcome back into the main segment of this episode. In the studio tonight, we have Dr. Paul Mitchener, the famous or infamous, Scott? How do we want to frame this?
Well, it depends on the many monikers that he has to hide the real Paul. You know, we've got Dr. Mitch, we've got the Tweedmeister. We've got his pseudonym for the Tingleverse writing he's going to be doing, but we'll save that name.
You absolute confidence.
So
that's why we're not using your pseudonym.
But yes, but also he's the patron saint of our podcast. The name that we got came from him. Likewise, he does the introductory song for our podcast. So yeah, welcome. You know, the wonderful, Paul Mitchester, Dr. Mitch, or however you want to be called. Just don't call him late to tea, I guess. There you go.
Thanks very much, guys.
And cut. Oh, so yeah, welcome. It's been a long time coming. Obviously we've known each other for quite some time. Various parasocial relationships that turned into friendships and whatnot. So, but yeah, Oh no, it's fine. It's just when you find out someone's real personality, you're usually disappointed. But you have not disappointed us whatsoever. So
not at all.
But no, it's been a long time coming, and we obviously appreciate you coming on. And you can tell Marjorie to stop yelling at us. And so we've welcome. I mean, fuck, Keith, let the poor man talk. Welcome. Hello.
Hello. Like I say, it's lovely to be here.
Right. So we're here to do our usual interview. Of course, we want to talk about your influence in the hobby, the games you've written, personal opinions towards certain things that you've discovered along the way, as you've kind of went from so many other people who've gone from just enjoying the hobby to contributing to it, to writing for it, and so many other things. But of course, before we move on to that, we like to do what we always do with people we have on for the first time is we like to know, your introductory story, to what got you into the hobby. When little Paul, right, was sitting there at home, playing with his speak and math, and essentially starting his path into his professional career. From that point on, what brought you into role-playing games and gaming?
Okay, so I think I was about 12, and a kid in the year above me at school sold me his D&D basic set.
Oh.
So the thing, the nasty wizard Bargle and Alina and all that business.
Yeah.
So I read through it, did that, and I got very, very absorbed, which is a good job, because I found out that I was GMing for this guy and a bunch of friends the next week. So I DM'd a game before I played.
Oh, no, really?
Brilliant.
And I came up with a scenario where they were going across a trackless desert, featureless apart from a river, which, if you fell in the river, it would paralyse you, and a magic item shop in the middle of the desert, as you do. Because I'm all about, or even then I was all about coherent world building, you see.
Of course.
And they how should I put it? They weaponized the river. They managed to decant bits of it and use this paralysis water to rob the wizard running the magic item shop. And
that is awesome.
Yeah, and the session ended with him coming after them. He'd caught them all in a massive web, and then I ended the session. And it was great because there were secret notes being passed together. Sort of, how the hell do we get out of this all week at school?
Nice. Oh, so even from the beginning, you had taken the do-it-yourself approach.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my word! So
now I can see where his influences, have webbed out, no pun intended, into his creative work from that point, from the age of 12 on.
I mean, we've witnessed that in the Enemy Within campaign, so it all makes sense. It all started, so long ago.
Yeah, if you get webbed up and have a river to cross, you know where it came from.
So from there, right? So you obviously a lot of those that we've talked to in Britain, their introduction varies so much more than it has over here. But you kind of the standard-ish, it's the D&D.
Oh, it's pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah,
coming in with D&D.
But did it carry through? Obviously, you were smitten. You had your friends. But so did it carry through, and led you to other games as you progressed? And then, did it also carry you through university? Did you follow that standard route that a lot of people do? Or did you kind of go in waves like others have done?
I think I never very, very seldom completely stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through waves again, sort of carried on playing. Again, it was pretty much mainly D&D.
Right.
I think there was an excursion into a paranoia game, which was hilarious as a player. And then, but mainly D&D. And it fell off a little sort of after university, but that's mainly because I had this weird habit of living in a different country each year. Work was shifting for about 10 years. But I did settle down. I guess my next other big game was probably Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, okay.
And then when it eventually, I suppose, the explosion really came when I came back to the UK, which was, 2007 now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was looking up, okay, what's the scene in Sheffield?
Mm-hmm.
Can I find sort of a group to join or something? And that's where I went to my first convention. Which was? Furnace.
Oh, okay.
Every October in Sheffield. And that's where I started discovering a bunch of other stuff and met a load of other people. And that's pretty much been my path since.
And it's been it's history after that.
Yeah, right.
All right, interview over. No, just kidding.
Oh,
sweet, see.
Yeah, no, but so we've done research, right? Keith has done some checking. We've called Interpol, MI6, the Yard, and granted they hung up on us. So
MI6 was the rudest.
I know, Jesus.
They were dicks.
They literally said we do not comment on an ongoing investigation. So
I find MI5 is always a little bit politer.
Right. But the love of the game, your introduction to that, your return in 2007. Prior to that, so we're going to lean into the creative aspect. When you started producing some games and maybe, either selling them or providing to others, contributing to other games, which is a wide spectrum of what you've done. Did that start in 2007 or did your contribution begin? Because I know Keith found one that dates back a while ago. So I'll lead this. I'll kind of lean out. I've done the introduction. So we're going to put down the speak and math, and we're going to move on to the speak and spell, and let Keith talk about your creative aspect into the hobby.
All right. So me doing a little internet sleuthing, I found what I believe is your earliest published piece of role-playing contribution to the hobby. What is your recollection of your earliest published piece? I want to.
My earliest published piece, I'm pretty sure, was Frark Dream, where I wrote something for Wild Talents called Blood of the Gods, which is now available out there for free, but that was good. So basically, Wild Talents is a superheroes role-playing game that spun off from Godlike, the generic version. And again, I really liked it. So I thought, let's write something for it. So what should I do? Oh no, let's just write to them and pitch something. So I did. I pitched this ancient Greek sort of setting and adventure, and surprisingly, they said yes.
Brilliant. Because that's what I found. I found Blood of the Gods for Wild Talents. That's what I found, 2010. So...
Do you recall, which one of the? I mean, did you get like a boilerplate acceptance, or did someone get back to you specifically?
I was talking to Shane Ivey.
Nice.
So I've been talking on off to Shane Ivey basically since then.
Oh yeah, and was his response just, "I like it"?
Yeah, it was fairly laconic actually.
Right.
But it's one of those things. He likes it. He's going to pay me actual money for it. He must like it, right?
Money's good. Money's good.
And then
that's what I recall. That paid for emergency dental treatment. So yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I don't know what it was back then, but obviously, certain people such as Arc Dream, they do pay fairly well and have a reputation of providing. Providing payment, for good work, and so it's if Shane Ivey accepted it, then it's there must be something about it. So did you decide to quit teaching math at that time, or? I
mean, I said there was a certain amount of money involved. I think I'm dramatically overselling the amount of money involved.
I think most people dramatically oversell the amount of money they make in this hobby.
Yeah.
I know Scott and I dramatically oversell the amount of money we make from podcasting in this hobby.
God.
Yeah, are you two millionaires yet?
We're close. We're close.
Yeah. This much closer.
Yeah.
So that, obviously not only just getting your first scenario adventure published, but by, a very reputable, group of people for an excellent game. Did it lead to other places from there? Because, your contribution, for so many things was a pleasant surprise. I mean, you've had, you've done work with, the design mechanism, folks. You've done you've got the list, Keith. What are some?
Yeah, I found a bunch of the different game systems you've either written scenarios or supplements for. One Roll Engine, Open Quest, Fate Core, Fate 3.0, Call of Cthulhu, Mithras. Not to mention your own systems: Tripod, Liminal, Out of the Ashes. Crypts and Things. I mean, the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
So it's a long litany of games and game systems.
So the progression from this point. So we're gonna, obviously we have people who, want to also contribute to the hobby, and they're always interested in people's paths, in that point. After the Wild Talents thing, was it then, you'd see something you like and you want to contribute to it, or was there a certain point where, maybe someone had reached out to you and said, "Hey, Paul, would you like to be a part of this?" So is what the chain of events for that, as far as in regards to your specific career with this?
Okay, so I guess around that time I also started talking to other sort of British people who were involved in that type of scene. Mm-hmm. So especially I became friends with Newport. And that led to me writing a lot of stuff for OpenQuest.
Yeah.
Playing around with that. And again, Graham Spearing, that led to collaboration on Age of Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
which I guess was the first big-ish one. I mean, it still came out, I think it was pre-Kickstarter days.
Yeah.
Or early Kickstarter days. In any case, we didn't kickstart it. And that actually led to me making contact with, through Graham, Jason Benker, the artist, of course, for Liminal, but before that, the artist for Age of Arthur. And he's been a great connection to have. So I suppose sort of building up connections there.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of established RPG companies, I think so. You mentioned the One Ring. So I started, so again, that was me just reaching out to Cubicle 7 and say, hey, come on, let me write something for the One Ring. And they did. And I suppose the other thing that went on was, people talking to me. So actually, yes, before that. So after Age of Arthur came out, the Mythic Saxons book for Mithras, that was Loz Whitaker, who'd seen that and said, go on, do you want to write something for my sort of Arthurian game? And I said, yeah, okay. And then that sort of type of thing went on. So again, writing for World War Cthulhu, which is basically a Call of Cthulhu game for Cubicle 7. That came from the One Ring work. And let's see, I'm trying to think, the Fate thing for Evil Hats, that was me reaching out to them. The stuff for Mind Jammer, that was again in collaboration with Graham. So it's kind of building up that sort of network, if you like, of contacts. Well, I hate the term networking. I don't see it quite like that. It's sort of more organic than that. But I think there's sort of just about enough people who started to know who I was.
See, it was his web building again. See, it's that webbing.
Yeah, it's the webbing thing. It's the web theme in my life, I think.
Oh, well, I'd like to think he's just got this, calculation behind that chalkboard that slides aside. And it's just his like abacus? This mathematical, algorithm that he just plugged his name into.
I mean, the thing is, part of me hates talking about this. It's sort of putting it, now I've just listed that and going, oh yeah, I did this. It sounds a hell of a lot like boasting, and that's not really what I'm about.
Well, see, we're used to that because this is what we're prepared for when we're interviewing someone from the UK. So we're here to absorb some of that anti boasting tendencies that you have, from good old Americans who have no problem saying we're fucking awesome. So deal with it.
Oh no, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing for jobs. There's a huge difference between, say, references coming from America and references coming from the UK. And actually, certainly at the time, getting sort of jobs with a British referee in America was kind of hard. The referee would say, yeah, he's okay. Which basically means he's really fucking good, right?
Do you have anything else to say? I thought I said enough.
Yeah. He's okay. I'm sure he'll be perfectly competent. What?
Is it tea time?
Yeah. So, well, and again, for other people, I think it kind of happens like that. From those that we have spoken to, it's there's no magical pathway, no, blue pill you can swallow. A lot of it is luck, but a lot of it is just, like you said, not necessarily maintaining contacts, but maintaining a relationship, with others within the industry that, can definitely lead to other opportunities. But like you said, it also doesn't hurt to just say, hey, I'm interested in this. Is there a possibility if I can be a part of it? So it's
yeah, absolutely. And again, my advice is probably well out of date, but I'd possibly advise people to get their start by starting to write for other things. And of course, that's very different now, even if you're going by the self-publishing route, because of course there's a hell of a lot of open systems and things with various licenses out there to do it for.
Yeah. So that was going to be my question. My next question to you was, do you have any advice for like new burgeoning, creative types out there just trying to get into the industry?
So I think it's a case of deciding what you want to do. So do you want to publish yourself? Do you want to basically someone else to publish you?
Mm-hmm.
And really, the best way to go for the other thing is essentially the form letter. Describe your experiences with, not form letter, but the letter saying, describe your experiences with the game and say, look, I'm really enthusiastic. I've been doing this. I've been doing a lot of design on my own.
Mm-hmm.
How about it? Writing for someone else, if you want someone else to publish you. The other way of going is, again, there's so many things that are open licenses. And there's actually, in terms of art, which is the other thing, there is a lot of free art out there to use. You can put it together. You can start being really nice to friends and trading future favours to get them to edit it, because editing is actually vital. You can't edit your own work. You need someone else to have a look at it. And hopefully you've got someone.
That is a true statement.
Yeah. So you start doing that and then build it up. And the other thing I'll say is, certainly from my experience, it gradually gets easier in terms of making you'll get more known. People will start to, like your stuff. There will always be people who like your stuff, and that makes it much, much easier to sort of pitch to people, or when you're self-publishing, to start thinking, oh yeah, okay, cool, this guy's doing a new thing. Let's throw money at the Kickstarter or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've established yourself, right? Or you've begun to establish yourself. You've done various projects, but have you reached the point where you've done just purely your own thing? Which, again, Keith, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that Starfall, or was there something prior to that?
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. So I'll be talking to Graham. Probably the first thing that was self-published would have been Age of Arthur. Which again, of course, I had to co-author. I got to hold hands with Graham.
Right. Okay.
But going on to, because I do quite like co-authoring things.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that's going out. Starfall was just an idea I had. And again, knowing Graham, knowing his system, I just thought, hey, you know what? That's a really easy way to implement it. Let's just, sod it. I'll just write it and
put it out there.
Put it out there, and spoke to another friend, Johnny Gray, who basically, I paid to do the art. And I was thinking, I'm going to cover, at this stage, I'm going to be able to cover enough to sell enough copies to cover the art costs.
Yeah.
And and then that came out.
Oh, okay. Well, just so you know, Keith had, I wouldn't say commissioned, he asked me to write a review for Rolling Boxcars about, 4 or 5 years ago for Starfall, and I said I would. And I successfully waited him out. So,
he did.
So, but it still might come. But at the time, it was just like, I've never done this before. This is a different format. I'm not used to it. And
I think what we're gonna do though is I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it the podcast version.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna play and run the game.
Oh, excellent.
I think that's how we should do this. Play and run the game, and then make an episode out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
you could be the second and third ever fans of the game. It's brilliant.
with you being the first fan. Got it.
Oh. And then if you never see the episode, you know how the session went. So
it'll be our lost episode.
There's tactful feedback there.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to bring it up, but I'll kind of, let Keith kind of roll into it. And then of course, if any other questions come from it. So the werewolf in the room is of course Liminal, right? Where did that start from? The want to make this particular RPG, and what was it about World of Darkness that you hated that made you want to make a better version of their game?
I think it's one of those things that drifted. So it's a case of, I had the idea for the system came first, and I was thinking, what's something that would fit the system, which sounds strange. And again, I started playing around with various sort of ideas, and did come up with the idea of the monster hunting thing. And now I realise, things like fairies creep into everything, so I came up with a sort of fairy tale thing. And actually chats with Marjorie about sort of things like, terms like liminal space and things like that, and that's what gave the title.
Yeah.
And just that mixture things were sort of floating around for quite a while, and it was sitting there about sort of maybe 50-60% finished. And then, this other hobby I've got, the maths teaching, I went on strike for about 3 weeks.
Oh, hey.
And I thought, you know what? I need the money. So let's just get this finished and kickstart it. And again, the other part of the kickstarting process was, talking really nicely to Jason Benker. I thought would be ideal for this. And yeah, please agree to this, Jason. And he did.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So obviously World of Darkness is more, based in the United States. Was the original idea to kind of make this more UK-centric with the folklore and the aspects over there? Or did that kind of come after as you were leading into it? And of course, working with, Marjorie and others as it fleshed itself out.
I think it was basically thinking about partially writing what you know.
Okay.
And in terms of the folklore ideas, I think I started getting fascinated with, small bits of local history of places.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of, say, again, let's take Britain for this example. Every poxy little village has a church that's nearly 1,000 years old.
Right.
Well, not quite every, but lots.
Right.
And around these, of course, you've got stories of hauntings and things like that. Then you've got the folkloric tales of fairies and things of that nature. And yeah, so I started playing out of personal interest. And yeah, the British setting was definitely an attempt to also differentiate it slightly from, more US type settings, of which there are more.
No, there's not. It's all Chicago. Just stop.
Chicago and Atlanta.
It's weird, actually. There's Too Little Done set in New York, for example.
I mean, whatever. So
Liminal's been out now for, estimated delivery. I just pulled up the Kickstarter page. Was 2018 for the core book. Obviously, things never.
I think it came out in 2019, so it was huge.
Kickstarter being what it is, right? Timelines are fluid. Even from the big boys and big girls out there, timelines are fluid.
Yeah.
So we'll say 5-6 years, right? What's the future hold for Liminal right now?
So we've got a bunch more supplements coming out. So this year there will be Fairy and Folklore.
Okay.
Next is one by Neil Gow, which is again written Nova Castria. There's another one that's written on essentially policing in the liminal world.
Okay.
And again, about 80% written is, I suppose, the catalogue for Liminal Kingdom. So basically places in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So more detail there. So we've certainly got a run of next 4 books, pretty much planned out.
Are those all expected in 2026, or are they going to be spaced out?
They will be spaced out because, there needs to be illustration for basically them. And again, it's going with the one-man band operation of Jason Benker for that sort of type of approach. Gotcha. And also, it's actually a case of what I realised. I think there was one year where I tried to publish 3 books. And that's kind of expensive. Right? It cleared out the business accounts. So it's probably, we look at 2 books per year, probably max, really.
Yeah, no, but you also, you do have, other people that, you're leaning upon that are contributing to it, helping get it done.
Yeah, it's not just me now, which is really nice.
Yeah. So I got a question. Okay, so just you brought up his name, Jason, right? So one of the key things about Liminal that kind of hits with a lot of people and is the artwork. I mean, the artwork is exceptional. It's evocative of the setting. It definitely helps with the immersion because it is different from yours. It's all kind of it falls in the same genre, but it's different enough to stand aside from the typical World of Darkness art that exists. And the other thing is just the uniformity from book to book to kind of keep the world, in a singular bubble. So how did that relationship with Jason start? I mean, he's obviously is an artist of mass skill that didn't just creep up for Liminal. So, but you speaking with him, talking with him, or that led to this, and and Jason, if you're listening, your artwork is exceptional, and I'm looking, every time a new book is announced, even if it's just the cover, it's just like, this is perfect. So I'll stop talking.
Fanboy.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess I started talking to Jason again around the time of Age of Arthur.
Okay.
Where I think, again, this is an example of where you can just write to people and they're probably okay. So Graham knew of his work from other earlier projects, and wrote to him, said, hey, can you do our book Age of Arthur? And again, he said yes. I started talking to him over that, talking to him some more when we did the Age of Arthur supplement, Time of the Wolves, where again, I was absolutely blown away for the cover from this.
Yeah.
And then there was, again, talking about the Furnace Convention.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was for the 10th anniversary edition. I got together with someone else, Evil Gaz, wrote an adventure each. We got Jason to sort of illustrate that for us. So we'd sort of built up that relationship. And the thing is, like I said, he's very generous with his time, and he's so good.
Oh, I mean,
and what's even fascinating there is, not only is he so good, he's actually getting better, even from that high level. And it's amazing to see.
And these are deeply detailed art pieces. Not even though different style, but somewhat of a comparison is a lot of the work that that Dennis Detweiler is doing. You look at his early work with even before Arc Dream, and like some of the images that he's creating for like the Black Company now. I mean,
I've seen some of that stuff on social media, and it's good.
And it's just it's exceptional, but it's definitely he has become a part of Liminal that if you will have riots if you have someone else do.
I mean, I couldn't imagine it without him. That's he's core to it.
And and obviously a sense of humor, because the Scampy fries.
Absolutely.
In the one picture.
Well, you were in the origin story of that.
Oh, yeah.
The Scampy Fries origin story.
So, Keith, I'm sorry, Keith, you have, because I got another question, but I want to make sure that you've got yours.
You got a Liminal question?
I do, yes.
So go ahead. Okay.
Are you aware the just of the fan base of Liminal? I mean, it is, from someone outside who has, I wasn't there from the very beginning, but of course, I popped in, a little bit after the Kickstarter, and, and have played the game, and run the game, and, not just for those in the UK, but locally here in the States. But, Liminal has its own Facebook fan group. But there is a large, for our hobby group of fans, and it seems to keep growing. People are discovering. I'm still recommending the game now, and people are latching onto it. And it's usually, hey, I'm looking for some sort of urban fantasy horror game where I don't have to deal with all of the ridiculous amount of dense lore or the rules of, World of Darkness or other things. And it's like, hey, have I got a game for you that should be relatively easy to learn and pick up? And then boom, it's just like, okay, is there more? Are you aware of the love for this game? And has it been a surprise on how many people have just gravitated towards it?
It is a surprise because, firstly, the Kickstarter did well.
Yeah.
But afterwards it seemed to keep growing. And again, I'd come across random social media posts sort of commenting on the game from, okay, people who don't even know me are playing this game. That's weird.
Yeah.
And then there's a stage where I was started to get sort of bits of fan mail, and occasionally picky mails about sort of certain mechanics, which was interesting.
You've succeeded when someone writes you, this one thing I kind of like, but here's my opinion on how you could fix it and do it better. So, wow, that's amazing. And again, you would almost think, it doesn't lean heavy, but it being a UK centric game and its general presentation, a lot of people over here would be like, even though everything else, sounds like, but they've that part is easy to kind of like separate and just pick up the core of the game, and you can put it, here in the States. I've done that, and several other people have.
Certainly from US-based groups that I've heard of, it seems to have gone about 50-50.
Yeah.
Whether they're doing a sort of, sticking with the sort of British setting or doing their own thing. And,
right.
Embracing the America thing. And yeah, I mean, I think that's great because I don't want the setting to be restrictive. It's meant to be a bunch of ideas that I've thrown out there.
Mm-hmm. So
who cares about law, right?
Right. And when everything is caught up, when are we getting the U.S. companion book, like with Rivers of London? I mean, come on.
It's one of those things that ought to happen, right?
When is Scott going to write it?
Oh God, no.
I mean, the problem is, I'm not the person to write the American source book. I mean, I did spend a year in the States. It was the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania, which, with no offense to anyone, it's like the middle of nowhere squared.
Well, let me give you a bit of advice. A nice catchphrase is not unlike, Talislanta. Your source book can contain everything, but no Chicago.
But elves, yeah.
Yes.
Still no Chicago. Never has been, never will. Okay, so that's that. I mean, and again, congratulations. And this is like me, talking to someone that we're treating you like a regular guest, but we know you, we've known you for a long time, but still, this comes from a place of friendship and love. I mean, congratulations.
I mean, he is the Lord proprietor of our bar.
I know, and we'll touch on that briefly too. So, okay, go ahead, Keith.
Let's shift gears just slightly left of Liminal, if we may. So for going back to the Kickstarter for a minute, just in general, you've done a few Kickstarters yourself. Any advice, any lessons learned that you can impart to listeners that either may be considering doing their own Kickstarter or somebody that has done one, maybe successfully, maybe not, and is looking at doing another one? Everybody's always looking for lessons learned. So,
okay, so I mean, I'll start off with, and again, this is really lessons learned.
Right.
So first number one, which is where I've gone horribly wrong with Liminal, is don't overpromise on stretch goals.
Okay.
There's a bunch of books still to come out as Liminal, which are promised as stretch goals. And they will come. I'm not giving up on them, and it's expanded enough to accommodate that. But on reflection, it was a mistake promising stretch goals for every $1,000 raised. That was ridiculous.
Noted.
You live and learn.
Yeah.
And I suppose other things, which is where I've been, more sensible, is be realistic about costs. And also, the money you're raising in the Kickstarter, or the goal you set yourself, isn't necessarily the money it's costing to produce it. It's the money at which point it's worth it to do it.
Okay.
Which might be less, it might be more. I mean, I suppose the third thing I'd say, which I haven't done, but probably will in the future, that's a good one, isn't it, is cheat. So by cheating, I mean, say, for example, on my scale, and I needed sort of, say, $15,000 to produce a book.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably set the goal at half that.
Oh, okay.
And then, if it looks like it's not funding to the level I want, then you can pull the Kickstarter. And let's face it, that's what you see with a lot of other things. Again, sort of, bigger companies where they set pretty low stretch goals. Pretty low goals. They're expecting to make a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've all witnessed the, really, $1,500? It's all you're asking for? And it's like 300,000.
Yeah, exactly. They were never going to, how shall I put it? If at the end of 2 weeks it was still at $1,500, it would have been pulled.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would never see Cool Mini or Not or any of those like big massive companies, Goodman Games or any
absolutely.
of them, with a $50,000 goal and not pull the plug if it didn't, after a week, especially for something that was going to be, they knew was going to be like go right through the roof.
Yeah.
So
I see. The other things I'll say with Kickstarters, a certain amount of superstition here, is launch at Tuesday lunchtime, EST, Eastern Standard Time, in US time.
Okay.
Because, again, the majority of backers for any Kickstarter or any RPG written in the English language are going to be US based.
Right.
And, again, that way you're getting a load of people at the start because people start browsing things at lunchtime. Then it comes on into evening and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I tend to say, so start on a weekday, early in the week. I tend to go for Tuesday rather than Monday, out of a sense of personal superstition.
I mean,
okay.
I've done it for 2 Kickstarters and it worked, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you're a professor of mathematics, not a scientist. So, I mean, all you need is
absolutely. All I can do is numbers.
2 + 2 is 4. So, I mean, there you go.
Is it really? I thought it was 5.
But I mean, it makes sense because the domino effect is, lunchtime East Coast, and then it just moves down the chain, and then, just
but at lunchtime East Coast, it's already, coming up to late afternoon in, GMT.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But getting that, and then you're getting the evening backers from the UK.
Yep.
I mean, you can set it early and start doing sort of, noon European or British time if you wanted to, and then get the US later. That's another option.
Yeah.
And and Keith and I know, at least our general gaming experience has been, a lot of you over in the UK are a lot more active than we are in the evenings. Because if the coin was flipped of like you guys, hey, would you like to join the game? Sure. What time? This will be about 8 p.m. Your time in the evening. Be like, no.
Yeah, absolutely.
My bed's calling me.
The great thing about the internet is, of course, playing games online with people throughout the world.
Yeah,
but it's not always easy to schedule.
No,
because people are going. Someone's going to have to play at a ridiculously late time or in the middle of the day, and there's no way around it.
And you all have already established that for the past 5 or 6 years, so there's no changing it. You're stuck.
We play at normal time. You guys play late time. That's how this works now.
Yeah. I was invited to a regular game, I think, which again, a sort of US based guy was running in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
But it was evening his time. I was thinking,
wow!
Hang on a sec, that's 3 a.m. I can't really do that. 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. That doesn't really work.
Yikes!
So you've had, and these experiences not just come from Liminal, but you also, you ran a Kickstarter for Out of Ashes, the apocalyptic fantasy game, which
community building.
Yes, that was successful, and that has come out. Was there something? Were any of the other? Did you do another one for one of the Liminal books, or am I thinking of something else?
Those are my only 2 Kickstarters.
Okay.
Neil Gao did one.
Neil Gao did one. Yes, he did
for a series of Liminal zines.
Thing, with permission, because he's been involved in it since the start.
Was that the case book?
That was the case book. Yeah, not the case book.
Okay. I'm trying to remember.
Neil did a series of 4 zines, if I remember right.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
that's a good example, actually, in terms of, I think, someone doing a Kickstarter. Maybe that's sort of scope to look at, not just zines necessarily, but keeping it a relatively focused scope. Don't go into stretch goals, and don't do something for which you need too much money.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's that,
and things can grow bigger later on.
I mean that holds. I mean, and of course, as far as it's a lot easier to, oh my God, where's all this shit you promised me, as opposed to if you did well with less promises and you give somebody something extra.
Yeah,
they're like,
absolutely.
oh, by the way, here's, you know.
I mean, this is where I'm being very patronising to Neil, because he was in the publishing game long before I was. Yeah, he did a Napoleonic game called Duty and Honour, which I think came out, I can't remember, it might have been 2008, something like that. So,
okay.
You know, he was doing this game before me.
Oh. He's actually working on redoing it in a second edition right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, and I'm sure Neil will take the comment in stride with no opposition whatsoever. So,
we'll see.
Okay, yeah. So, one of the things mentioned in the Kickstarter, of course, is an SRD for Liminal. I don't know if you had mentioned that. Is that also something that might be coming in the works after everything else is caught up?
Well,
or
the Liminal SRD, yes, the Liminal SRD is out there. I can give you I'll give you the link.
Okay.
I think it's because I haven't linked to it yet because I'm trying to sort out the security certificate. But
okay. Oh, and that's fair. You know, obviously you want to make sure that your own property is, properly secure when it comes to, the SRD type information. But
it's out there anyway. I haven't particularly advertised it, but I think if you look up liminalarpg.com, I believe is the website.
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm going to look at that myself now. Just a sec. Just check I've got it right. Yep, liminalarpg.com. The site's Liminal Games, and yes, there's a bit on Liminal, and that includes the SRD.
Everyone, welcome to Inside Baseball with Professional RPG Publishing.
We're just, we're so good, aren't we?
We're professional.
Asking, Shane Ivey and Dennis Detweiler or someone like that a specific question, and even then, like, oh God, I don't know, fucking ask him. It's like, well, he told me to ask you. Oh, he did. Shit. Son of a bitch. Let me get back to you.
Oh. All right. So, what do you have in your writing queue these days?
Now this is see, I was looking forward to this question because. So I've mentioned the other Liminal books coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have also coming out. So again, this is in sort of currently, I suppose, self-editing phase at the moment. Is Age of Arthur 2nd edition.
Oh.
So that should be kickstarting this year. And the other thing is a game that I've written, play tested, and pitched to Osprey Games called Age of Wonders. Which is essentially set 1,000 years in the future after an alien invasion. Humanity regressed to pre-industrial times. The aliens went away, hidden away in energy matrices. So there's lots of. It's kind of a fantasy world now, Earth.
Yeah. Oh God, I love the Osprey RPGs. I mean, there's not a long list of them, but just about every single one of them.
They've all been fun, haven't they?
Oh God, just each one different. Each one has its own personality. The only thing I bemoan is just it's a lot of them are just here you go, and you're like, is there going to be more? Oh no, but here's something else. But they're all well written, well illustrated, and enough to keep you entertained for a very long time with each one of their offerings. So that is cool. Now the Age of Arthur, though, 2nd edition, you do know that is going to lower the price of my 1st edition that I paid good money for, Paul. So
womp.
So what you're saying is a bit of insider trading. I should sell it now.
You should sell it now.
Okay, so let's talk about Age of Arthur for just a moment.
Why? There's no other game that's going to compete with it. No.
Is it going to be backwards compatible with the 1st edition stuff?
Yeah, I mean, again, a little bit of conversion work.
Okay.
But nothing.
Well, because I have all 4 issues of the Dragons of Britain digital magazine.
Yeah.
And I know you wrote 3 of the scenarios that are in there. I just want to know if they're going to be usable.
No, I mean, I think things will be usable. There'll be a little conversion work because it's sort of simpler set of skills and things like that that's been compacted.
What game engine is it going to use?
Highly modified Fate. So Fate. Okay, so I'm probably going to offend a hell of a lot of people here.
Yes, let's do it.
Welcome to our podcast, Paul.
Yeah. So where the offence is, Fate is kind of ish, sort of dead at the moment, right?
Yeah.
There's not much happening there, and there's actually, for me, I thought there's a freedom in that.
Can we go back to Fudge?
No.
Well, no, the aspects are there, but it's a case of essentially the Fudge dice, certainly for Age of Arthur. It's getting. And basically, we're going to 2d6 plus skill, and just raise the target numbers by 7. There's a lot of sort of changes like that.
Okay. Oh,
so it will be. How shall I put it? It might attract some people who don't like Fate for various reasons, because I think it's a bit more free flowing with things, and also probably a bit less based on the whole Fate point economy.
So self-contained, though. You don't need the accelerated book or any of the other books?
It will absolutely be self-contained. I mean, I wouldn't say it was any more. It would be particularly Fate compatible.
Okay. All right. Because I'm not wholly familiar with Fate, and I'm not, I've got some books. I've never really dove into it, but they do have a litany of settings you can use, but I'm not familiar if it's like other RPGs where like you need the core book to enjoy this, but being self-contained is always nice.
Usually, I mean, there are independent, freestanding Fate-based games.
Right.
I'm not just talking about Age of Arthur First Edition, but for example, there's things like, again, another one I wrote for, which was Mind Jammer.
Yes.
Which is sort of a science fiction game, and again, that's freestanding. Just to give one example.
Oh, so you're busy. You're well, I mean. Okay, you're not a starving 20-year-old, in a studio apartment, working part-time at some, job doing things, to make ends meet. You are, a full-time educator. Where do you how do you balance? I mean, I ask my wife, who's a full-time teacher, to come on and do a tier list for covers of D&D books, and it takes me 18 months to get her on. So
yeah, I mean, I think what I try to do, I've kind of really fallen away from this habit, but I try and say, right, I'm going to write 1,000 words a day. And that's not something necessarily I'll succeed at, but it's a goal.
Right.
So the goal is 1,000 words a day, every day. And obviously there's days when you don't make that goal, or you don't write it, or don't write at all even, but you aim for it. And I think that's the key. And again, sometimes, if you're just watching TV or something, I might as well just write away while watching TV.
Do you ever push the work off any of your intern student teachers? Just hey, can you edit this for me?
Not yet.
You're not like Greg Gillespie, who pawns off all his work, play testing, particularly on his students, makes them buy his books as part of their curriculum set.
All right, class.
I'm taking notes here. I'm getting so many good ideas. I could.
Right. See, class. I need your help. There's this problem I have. It deals with polyhedral dice, but just ignore that part.
No, it's good. I could increase my productivity at the expense of integrity. It's a great idea.
See, you're becoming more American every day, Paul.
You could have your students run your probs and stats for you for the game.
Oh man. Oh. So this is all this information is fantastic, because this is the kind of stuff that a lot of our listeners they like. They want to learn that there's a place for them, and some insight into how this works and all that. But
I think sort of people you can make it. It is doable. It may take you years to build up to the stage you want to be.
Yeah,
but it's doable.
Or you pay a little extra on a Kickstarter to create a monster for Out of the Ashes, like I did, and then there you go. You've got a monster in a book.
You've got a monster in a book. You've got your name in the credits. What more do you want?
bada bing, completely fulfilled.
Ta-da!
So one thing that Keith and I wanted to point out, this kind of leans differently from your path, but obviously our introduction to you was through this online Discord forum that you had started, right around the time of the pandemic lockdown, which essentially seemed to be a space for people to kind of escape and have a little chit chat. But the primary focus was for people to talk about games, but also just maintain some sort of human connection. And for those who are not aware of this, our general opinion and so many other people was that just the simple fact of you creating this Discord was such both a physical and mental lifesaver for many of us. And there's a lot of gratitude that comes towards just you opening this forum for us to meet. It's how I met Keith. It's how I met so many other people within the hobby and whatnot, and has created long-standing friendships that go above and beyond just the Discord forum. So this is more of myself and us saying thank you, the eternal gratitude, and just that little spark that you lit has led so many ways.
Thank you for your support over doing this.
I know.
Bear in mind, of course, again, you talk about the loneliness thing over COVID, and that was, I'm sure anyone listening to this who's, over 5 years old, which probably is most of us.
Right.
It was bad.
We don't put warnings on this, so God.
Yeah. Well, you might learn some interesting new words, kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fucking A.
But it's still going on. I mean, it's still going strong.
I mean, it was a case of, again, at the start of the pandemic, sort of, Marjorie had just been admitted into hospital. I was in the house alone. I think one evening I found myself dancing around the house in my pants, singing to my cat. I thought, I'm going to have to try and do something here. So, again, I just threw it out on social media. Hey, come on, let's get together to, whatever, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. And I thought, this could be interesting. I could be staring at a screen and no one turns up. And then, fortunately, people turned up.
Yeah.
So I think I'm the one who basically had the idea first. And maybe had, I suppose, just about enough followers or whatever it was on social media to put it together.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad it worked.
Now, I mean, I distinctly remember. So, Bud was my introduction to that. Yeah. And it literally was, hey, there's this place where people meet if you'd like to go.
Yeah,
go
Bud
there.
Was there. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But this is Bud though. You can go. Maybe just be quiet at first. Don't say anything to embarrass me. And I'll give you the link.
I don't even remember.
I think Bud said, I think I got a PM from Bud, saying, oh, can I bring this guy Scott? He's okay.
And again, you're British. You knew that was good enough.
How I got the link. It was probably about 4 or 5 months into the pandemic. So it wasn't long after you started it. And I found the link on social media, somewhere on Google. Because was it Google Plus? Was Google Plus still a thing?
No, but I remember, yes, because I had this weird trick where you had the Google video thing.
Yeah, it was still Google Hangouts back then.
Yeah, it was a Google Hangouts video. And I discovered you could leave the same link there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I just put up the link the day before and left it there.
Yeah.
And then after a bunch of people turned up, I set up the website for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's later on when Google Hangouts died.
Yeah, and then it had to switch over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't remember where I found the link, or somebody gave me the link or whatever it was. And then I was like, all right, I'll turn up. And I turned up. And I think the first person I knew who Pookie was, but from his review website and all that. But he was the first person I met in the pub.
I remember back then, Pookie was generally turning up early. He was there.
Because he was the first person that showed up, and I remember because he was down in the kitchen. Because I remember like all of the wallpaper like near the back door in the kitchen that goes out to the back garden with the the butterflies or whatever that Louise has on the wall there. The wallpaper. Yeah.
Oh.
And he was making tea or something down in the kitchen.
Well. Yeah, and I lasted maybe joining. I think it was the third or fourth time where I had embarrassed Bud. So, I mean, it lasted for at least two, but by that time, everyone was fine.
Yeah. By that time, by the second or third time I showed up, I had completely embarrassed myself and probably everybody else, typical American style. Yeah, and I found a new home.
We were always international.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was. I mean, and again, it's still going strong. You know, it's nice. It's nice.
It's just funny having these happy reminiscences over about 2020, isn't it?
All right.
Oh man, yeah. So, but no, again, yeah, it just it was definitely much needed and much appreciated to get us through that period of time.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I felt the same there, and I'm really gratified that people came there because it's a community. People came together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might not, if people hadn't come, it wouldn't have been anything.
Yeah.
Well, it says a lot that that little community that may or may not have gotten off the ground on your whim. Here it is, nearly 6 years later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because April will be 6 years. It's still there. It's still active every Friday night. I'm looking at Discord right now because as of today, as we're recording this, it's a Friday night, and there are people.
Today's Friday.
Yeah, we'll have to jump on after.
And there's people in the pub. So
I'm still stuck on holiday.
Yeah, it's a Friday, Scott.
Disjunction. Fuck.
I'm really sorry, guys. We're missing drinking time. Not being there.
And there's people in the pub, so it's still active. It's still a vibrant community, and it continues to be a vibrant community even over holidays, whether they are UK holidays or American holidays or international holidays. People congregate, and it's just a great place to hang out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I mean you've been there this last week, haven't you, Keith? So
I've been off work for the last 3 fucking weeks.
I've seen the messages. I'm here again. It's like I am in bed.
Yeah,
I think
I'm slinging virtual beers. Come hang out. Yeah. But for listeners, we'll make sure we share a link to the Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. Yeah, please do.
So I would be remiss if we didn't bring up one more thing. Before we, wrap up our conversation here. So I have received, over the years, many messages, both online and privately, about, will you please burn this ukulele, Scott? Do not encourage Paul with this. So yes, we will also include this link. So, another interest that you have is you've picked up the ukulele and have progressively gotten a lot better, and you have a little YouTube channel where you just like to play whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was something I picked up again. It was early 2021.
Yeah.
And I'd monetized RPGs, so I needed another hobby, which I couldn't possibly monetize. So I thought,
fair enough.
Oh, and I mean, it's one thing to for Keith and I to come on to something like this, both video or audio, and just kind of be ourselves and laugh. But it's another thing to kind of lay yourself bare. And you did. I mean, you did it from almost, it seemed like the beginning. You were almost, kind of learning in the beginning. And
I did. I just put it out. I started putting it out there. I've been playing for a couple of weeks. Thought, hey, here's me trying to play something.
Yeah.
God, that sounds terrible. Yeah.
And so when is Ukulele the RPG coming? Because I mean, there's just so much there that.
I need to do that. I mean, I'll think about this for a 2030 project. Which I imagine is the earliest you'll next have me on the podcast anyway.
That seems to be how we're trending with this, right? So,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, and by that time, we will have actually commissioned and paid you for a new song. So
I mean, I should say that actually to listeners. Yeah, I think it was a few years back I did that song for the start. I'm actually a fair bit better since I sort of said that.
I know we actually have to pay you back royalties and commission you for a new one.
And probably the conversation went like this. We got Paul's new song. Great. We really should get him on the podcast soon. Oh, absolutely. And then
here we are 3 years later.
It's Keith's fault.
You've had important people on the podcast.
Oh, no, but yes. So I mean, and you've been running Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay for me and others and Marjorie for God, it seems like 2 years now. We're doing The Enemy Within, and just you're busy. You're a busy person. And that still takes time to
hang out with
I'm
us.
actually incredibly lazy, so I'm glad I've successfully given that impression. This is great.
Oh, did we miss anything, Keith? I hope we've drug Paul through the mud sufficiently, I
think we've drug him through the mud. We didn't embarrass him, so we kind of missed the mark on that one. But
that'll be in the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, I got ideas for that one. No, I think we've hit everything. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul, is there anything else that you would like? I mean, you brought up your coming works, but is there something that we haven't touched on that you would like to let the listeners know about?
I think that's about it, really. I mean, but no, it's too late if I think of something later, and it's too late. So.
Oh no, that's the magic of editing.
Yeah, that's the magic here. But. No, but I suppose the one thing would be saying you mentioned the Ospreys. They were generally Osprey books were generally sort of one book and done. Mm-hmm. This is actually a 3-book series. So.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
interest peaked.
I am there for that, and that will break the record of their 2-book record by Jackals. So. Oh, that's all right. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Age of Arthur. Looking forward to the Liminal books coming. But most importantly, for those of you listening, Out of Ashes, it's under Orcus Dorcas / Scott Jost. I think it's in the index. So I forget the monster's name because I don't even remember it. So look for that. That's the important one. Everything else can sit by the wayside.
The monster's name is Twinkie Winky.
No.
It's in the book Desecrators and Devourers, I believe.
Yes.
So, we find it. There's one by Scott.
And it was only slightly edited.
You'll find my name in the book, too.
You find Keith's name in the book as well. That's true.
What?
Yeah. Editing.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody looks for editors.
Wow.
So
yeah, I mean, was it the monster? The man with wieners for hair?
Oh, it was Dickhead. Wow, Scott, you perv.
It's all come full circle. Paul's goal has been from day one to eventually write Tingleverse 2nd edition. So we are almost there, Paul. We will be there when you reach that peak.
Well, speaking to you guys and Debs and so on about it, it's a case of, the verdict was, it was a really fun game, but I didn't like the rules. So, it needs to be edition.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. All right. On that happy note, buckaroos, I think it's time to wrap up this episode.
Absolutely. So you'll find all the links pertaining to Paul and Liminal that we spoke of here in the description. And likewise, keep an eye out for, on our social medias for any updates, which we'll be sharing and whatnot. And everyone, thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
You are so very welcome, and we'll see you again in 2032.
Wow, you're 2 years later. Wow,
you're being generous. I was going to say 2033, but
Oh.
Your
All right,
royalty
well,
check is in the mail.
Most likely see you tonight at the pub, actually, won't I?
Yeah, I know. You can tell he's getting Marjorie anxious. It's like, let's cut this. It's time to get to the pub and say hi to everyone. So, all right. Bye.
Paul, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys. No, it's been great fun.
Let's put on our cowboy hats, pretend we're little buckaroos, and let's ride on into the sunset.
Yeehaw.
Hey y'all, Scott here to let you know what's coming up for the Titterpigs. Coming soon, we'll be sitting down with James Posenall to talk about his cyberpunk-inspired Dungeon Crawl Classics game, Netcrawl. Then we'll be having a chat with Brian Collin to talk about his sci-fi Morkborg infectious horror RPG, Vast Grim. Next, something I'm really looking forward to is Keith and I and the rest of the players from my Pendragon game are going to be sitting down and having a roundtable discussion about the Pendragon 6e game system, the starter set, and the campaign we just finished, The Grey Knight. So look forward to these interviews and so many more coming soon from the Titterpigs.